Hi Brenda, Michael with Porsche. We just wanted to give you a little rundown on your Porsche Macan. So we'll just kind of highlight some features just for you. So I have the key in my pocket, so when I approach the car, it'll just unlock for me. And then you'll notice the ignition points right here. It's on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. So that's kind of Porsche heritage. We've always had the ignition on the left, and it's kind of a racing thing. So back in the day, they had manual transmissions, so had to hand on the shifter, and you would start your car and then get your hands to your wheel. So our Porsches have always had the ignition here on the left. And when I plant my foot firmly on the brake and then just twist, there you go. And then I'll close the door, and then I'll gain that screen, and then we notice when we want to put it into gear, we'll just firmly place our foot on the brake. Our hand here will push this chrome trigger down, and then you're going to see it right there. It says it's in P Park, and then when I move it back, it'll go reverse. I'll get my backup cameras. And then right here, I'll go neutral, and then I'll be in drive. And right here, I've got lamps, and I'm going to put them on auto, which is right in the middle. And it's because it's daylight, it's not lit up. But for our purposes, I'm going to turn the lights all the way on, and then we'll have a little better illumination. So when you're taking off, that will disappear once you're going a certain speed, but I just went ahead and got it out of the way. And then notice we have connect phone, data connection. I think we did that. Finish setup. I agree. Finish setup. And I feel like we're good. And then I'm just going to move forward just a little bit, but I can't do that because the brake is on. And you'll see it says brake in red right there. So when you have the vehicle in gear and that is lit red, it's not going anywhere. So you keep your foot firmly on the brake, and then you push down, and then that releases the brake, and then you'll see it's no longer illuminated there. Now if you want to put the brake on, you'll just reach over here, and you see my finger, I'll pull up. You hear actuate. Now you have the illuminated brake right here on the dash. And then to turn it off, we just push down. Now we are ready to just kind of move forward a little bit. Let's give it a little acceleration. We do have the 45-day tag on the back, so it'll give us plenty of time to get your title in the mail. And then, so it is telling me, kind of yelling at me to fasten my seatbelt. Well, I want to show you a trick. If your door is open or you just want to erase a message, see where my left thumb is? I'm going to reach down and hit the back arrow key. And then right here, the roller or scroller, I like to call it, has incremental clicks when you roll it up. There's your vehicle screen, or down, and there's your nav. And then I like to show people when you click and click, you can roll and zoom, and then you'll back arrow key, and then you can move about more. There it loaded the station list. I want to listen to a different station. I highlight it, I push, I come over to the other side where my left hand is, I reach over, I've got volume. And I have a function for my phone. Remember, we've kind of got you already hooked up, and I told you that you can see devices right here. And see, it says Brenda's phone. And when you get into the car, it's just going to kind of hook up. Okay? And then when you come back here and you press and hold, that's when you can get the Apple CarPlay prompt when it's active. And then when you press once, tune to 103.5 FM.
Frequency 103.5 megahertz.
So you can do things with the car's voice command, but when you want your Apple CarPlay, and once it's illuminated, and you'll know that because see right here it says Apple CarPlay but no connection. That's just because it doesn't see you and your phone just yet, but we had paired that previously. The other thing I kind of want to show you is when you're looking at your home screen right here, just remember these tiles, you can just press on them once, and then you notice the red icon here. I want the channel list. Push up, push down. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, notice that this button has nice control, and you push, and then you can change the station. Volume control here. And then notice this is a way to go forward and back on the radio stations. And I also have a nice volume control and mute by pressing. Okay? And a way to change the station as well. But I kind of like that station, so I can back it up right there. These are just controls. You're going to get used to this. This is something you could honestly just kind of sit in the driveway and play with some things. If you do get things, what I call like cattywampus, and there's a lot of buttons here, and notice nothing's happening until I push harder on them. Heated seat, low, off. Cooled seat, middle, low, off. And then auto restore. And then if somebody was over here and kind of got everything goofy on the passenger side, it's real easy to gain control by going up here to the sync button, and then it gives you all three zones right here. That's going to be on the warmer side. Some people like to go all the way cold and then just control the fan speed. You can do that. I personally like to go to around 68 and then just hit auto and let the car kind of control the temperature. If it gets a little warm or cold, just go up or down in temperature right here. And then just remember that your defrost, rear defrost, is right there. That is when you'll want to turn the fan speed down so that you can hear yourself think. Once you've gotten defrost happening on the corners and the windshield, that's when I would just revert back to the full auto and just control my temperature right here again. It's a nice day today, somewhere about 68 degrees. And then once you've gotten defrost, that will actually time out. It will automatically turn off. I do want to show you this insignia. This is lane departure warning. And what will happen is when it's active, you will see it on the dash. Do you see it there? Okay. And it's lit right now. That means it's active over 40 miles an hour. It will not yank the wheel, but when you have lanes detected, that will turn green and you'll hear a rump, 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 and that will go from green to red if you are getting out of your lane. This is like if you're sleepy and you're on a highway journey. Most folks round town driving, they want to turn that off, okay? One thing that is on and active is the lane departure warning or the blind spot detection. So these illuminate in yellow, and I can kind of get them to perk up here. And one way of doing so is just going into your vehicle settings and see where the roller is. That's how I got to that screen. And I'm going to go in, down, settings, assist systems, lane changing, and then the system brightness, I actually want that to be high. So I rolled down and clicked, and you'll notice that now I've got those on the brightest intensity. And then once I have that manifested, I reach over with my right hand thumb, back arrow key back, and then I'll actually modify the time on your volume and lane departure warning. So I set that to a default feature. This is where a lot of things live. So locking, I want your door, I'll adjust your door, and then I'm going to get rid of the auto memory. I'm going to comfort and mirror retract. Steering wheel key, PCM, source change. I just gave this particular key a function. So if I'm over here in the home screen and you see media right there, watch what happens when I hit the diamond key, Brenda. I hit that and it's changing from satellite radio to FM to Sirius with my magic key, my diamond key. And to show you where I got to change that, I went into vehicle, I went into settings, I went down far enough, I found steering wheel key, and that's where I modified that. So that's kind of where everything lives. I will be checking to make sure everything's ready to go for you tomorrow, and we'll certainly help you with any additional features. Just to show you, that's like a power mirror fold-in. So if you get a little tight, you can just press that. All right. And you look down a little bit lower. That is how I open the rear hatch from inside. And then see that one, it's got an X on it. If you've got little kids in the car and you want to keep them from rolling the windows down and jumping out of the car, that's a patrol button right there. So you can kind of keep the misbehaving ones at bay, or the ones that just kind of don't know any better. Oh, the heated steering wheel, I want to show you. It's right in the center spoke of the steering wheel. I just click it and see it highlights blue right there. It's on. And then look, now it's off. And then when I'm ready to disembark, I will actually go here and just twist the ignition key to the left. Okay. Everything kind of goes to sleep. I open the door. Oh, let me do one thing. Set one, set key. I just wanted to save some of the settings. And the way I did that is I held and pressed the set button. Let me get over that for you. There it is. Press it once, it's lit. And then hold and press the 1. You're good. Now, I can go further. I set key. So what I have you do is, once you get the mirrors set, and I would just go here, you press that, change the arrow direction, go to the right side, change the arrow direction, and then once you've made changes, and that kind of includes changes that you've done here as far as preferences as well. And I'm really curious because I didn't save everything. I'm going to go back into the systems and see if it kept that. And then I'm going to look and see if it kept my changes on the assist features. It did. It did. And that's kind of what I want people to do, is I want you to kind of go in there and change things and make them the way you want, because you can on this car and you'll enjoy doing that. But once you've done it, I implore people to go over here and go set 1 and set key. By hitting set 1, you program it to 1, but hit set and then key, it recognizes that key, and then it goes to all your favorite or familiar settings that you've designated as parameters. it'll make driving the vehicle more enjoyable, and it'll be personalized for you. Now, whether or not you let Doug drive it on more than one or two occasions, that is entirely up to you. And also, please feel free to ask any questions if you're having trouble with a navigation command or something along that lines. We can kind of help with that. All right, talk soon.